All right. Well, there you go. We're working on our intro, everybody. Welcome back to Talk to Me Like You Love Me. Where are we today?
Good morning. We are in Northern California, sitting out in the misty forest.
Of
Uh,
Occidental, California. We did not get here on accident. It was not accidental. It was Occidental.
that was so bad.
You say it with an English accent. It's all better. So we are currently at the Occidental Lodge. Feel free to come up here and enjoy your time. It is beautiful. It's very bohemian. I think even one of the roads is named Bohemian Highway.
Yeah, the main
Um,
road.
it's a nice little town. It definitely takes you back probably, I'd say 70, 80 years.
Yeah, there's like a little Victorian vibe
Mm-hmm.
in some of the older buildings,
Mm-hmm.
but it's literally like 2 blocks. There's probably 10
Yeah,
buildings in the whole
there's no
town.
Starbucks or Subways up
No,
here. It's just
sleepy
I
town.
think there's like a little bakery, a couple of Italian restaurants. I don't know why they're all heavy on the Italian restaurants, but it's fine by me.
Nothing fresh. It's all pasta and
No,
processed.
they are not that far away. I mean, there is a little Mexican restaurant across the street.
Yeah,
Anyway, pause the message right now. Look up the Occidental Lodge. Watch a video on Occidental, and
you'll feel like you were here.
you'll feel like you're here. Although, really, right now today is so beautiful. The rain is a light mist. There's a crow, which I could see across the street up a large tree. It's got some redwood, so you're experiencing some of that redwood curtain effect. Very tall.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you say? 100 feet in the air, maybe 200.
Oh yeah, and just dense trees everywhere.
Right.
Lots of green.
And then, of course, you've got your Spanish moss hanging from the trees. All the things that make me happy. So, what is today's subject? Remember?
Love languages.
A
How
little bit.
people
A
feel
little
loved.
bit. How do people feel loved? And I think I don't really want to summarize the book because this isn't a summary. If you want to read the summary, go to a YouTube. I'm sure it's already been done. But I want to talk about how do people feel loved on a day-to-day, and how do people feel unloved. The reason I bring this up, a psychologist friend of mine said on one of his Instagram pages, green lights to a relationship. And one of the things at the bottom was that you bring gifts to your partner. And I'm like, wait a minute, what if you're broke? What if you're going through hard times? And is it really only things? I mean, yes, I can imagine bringing some like beautiful flower to you, or a nice rock, or something that is attractive.
A rock, yes.
Maybe if it's like quartz, or it's like a special
Yeah,
blue that matches the
stone.
beauty in your eyes,
So
something like that.
when you told me about your friend's post, I thought, well, that's BS. Like, I don't want gifts. That doesn't make me feel loved. Me personally, I don't mind gifts, but if I don't get other things that make me feel loved, gifts aren't going to get you very far.
And what do you, before we dig into the list of things that people feel, what do you feel gives you that sense of love?
For me personally, it's connection, eye contact, a good hug, a good talk. I would rather
Hmm.
spend the quality time
Hmm.
versus have things. And I'm not a great gift receiver in general, even from people, at work, friends, things like that, because I tend to feel like a responsibility to also reciprocate gifts.
You're one of those.
So if I get a gift,
Okay.
you're going to get a gift back. It's like a back and forth thing. It feels more,
It's more obligation than fun.
not necessarily obligation, because I love getting gifts for people, but it doesn't give me that deep connection, that feeling of actual love with
Okay,
gifts
so for
or
you,
things.
it's quality time.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you say that mine is?
Words
Hmm.
and touch.
Yeah, you can never say enough kind words.
Yeah. And I think when negative words are said,
Yeah, devastating.
then whether it's in a relationship,
Yeah.
a friendship, a boss, whatever it is, negative words definitely
Yeah.
affect
How
you.
long does it take me to recover from the fight?
Ugh, weeks.
Never recover.
That's not true.
I don't.
No,
No, I don't. I definitely, when the damage is done, it's over.
that's not true,
I'm
because we're
half of
still
a
here.
person. I'm, I'm barely alive. Help me. So anyway.
Yeah, but I don't think that you're pretty hard to shop for, actually.
I don't need anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a 51-year-old man who has everything I need.
Yeah.
And I can buy what I want. I have cash in my wallet.
Right. I don't think you need the gift. So your friend's post in both of our personality types is not true.
Right. I think it's nice, like if say you bring me one of my favorite foods, or you put in one of my favorite movies, or
But it's
go
the
for a
thought, the thinking.
Well, maybe that's the thought behind the gift.
Yeah.
If it's a gift that you want me to change, like, hey, I got you a book on, how to run a business so you can make more money. I'm going to think like, wow, she doesn't like me who I am. She wants me to make more money, obviously. I guess it depends on the gift. Yeah. Anyway, so accessing the internet, there are 5 different love languages. One of them is words of affirmation, and you communicate this with encouragement, affirming, appreciating, and listening, which 100%, that is definitely my jam. If I hear kind words, I'm elated. Like, for example, I took that MRI test and went down to San Diego, and I heard like a few words like, hey, good job.
Right.
You know what it was? It was the lady across the street that gave me a little bottle of wine, that wrote a little letter that said, congratulations on your success.
Yeah.
She was the one person who really spoke to my heart. Like,
and
wow.
You've met her twice.
I don't even know her. So for me, if you really want to get into my heart, is say the things, acknowledge the things where I have put my soul into.
Yeah. I do think too, her note wasn't just the generic good job, I'm proud of you. It was, she put something along the lines of impressive at all your accomplishments or something like that. She put, the note was a little different than just the average generic congrats. It was just kind words.
And I don't even think my family really satisfied it. I mean, we went out to dinner. I think it was mentioned.
Yeah, but they didn't like spend more than 3 seconds on it.
Right.
I think what you have to look beyond that, though. Yes, your parents didn't say much, but they did talk to the neighbor about it so much that she wrote you a note.
But see, I'm a person of words where I need to be acknowledged.
They're clearly proud because they're talking about it outside of.
Okay, you're right, but that doesn't mean I should let go of the fact I need it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just because you give gifts to other people doesn't mean that I don't deserve them.
But you don't like gifts. We just never that.
Well, that's an example of affirmation. I need those words. I need someone to genuinely see, wow, I see that you were up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day for 3 years, going down to McDonald's, studying when I was sleeping or when you were, out doing other fun things. But I dedicated my soul and life, and at an old age, really doing stuff I didn't want to do, being humiliated, being embarrassed, being corrected.
Okay.
I needed to hear those words of, you know what, I see you, I see what you're doing, I'm amazed and impressed.
And you did not get that from work, which was pretty devastating to you.
I didn't get that from work. No, not even a peep.
Yeah.
Not even a peep.
Well, some people said things. People closer to you that knew what was going on. But yeah, like the boss that you gave the certificate to, it was like not a big deal.
Right, not even an acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Which to me just creates a gap.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I ever wanted to leave, now I feel like I could without any consideration of how you feel.
Now, had they not acknowledged you with words but gave you a gift, how would that have felt?
It would have been something.
Yeah.
It would have been something. Yeah, I mean, and I think the funny thing is that, unfortunately, that is how I roll.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I need. I don't even know if I need praise. I need acknowledgement.
And I think it's important to know for everybody. Know your partner. Know your friends. Know what they need, and that will make them feel good and their best. Because you may give them gifts, but if that's not working for them, then.
Right, and that's kind of how, like, if I'm at work and I see someone struggling, or we're always training people to do different positions, I'll say, hey, you know what, I noticed what you did there, great job. I mean, last week you were not even understanding what to do, and now you totally get it. Awesome, because guess what, people? It's free to say these kind of things.
But hard for certain people. If they're not a word person, say they're cold and they're just, not emotional, It's not easy. It's like asking a non-creative person to be creative. It's really hard to come up with words if you're not a word person.
Do you find it hard to come up with words?
No, I feel like I'm pretty good with words. I feel like I pulled you in my words.
You pulled me? Okay. Okay. Well, let's go back into the next one of physical touch. This is nonverbal use of body language and touch to show love.
I'd say that's high on my list. You and yours as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely a touchy-feely person. If I don't get touch and hugs, I get a little
snarky,
cranky.
Yeah, like I become the enemy if we don't hug for 7 hours a day. Right? Which? How come? Let me ask that question.
I think it's got to be like a serotonin, like a chemical thing, because I genuinely feel better.
What do you feel when you don't get the hugs? Do you feel like I'm over you? I'm not interested in you. I don't want to be around you. I hate you. What would you fill in there?
Yes.
Yes, all of it.
Yeah, I think I just need that reassurance, that like reminder, like we're good, things are okay. Not that we're not. I mean, I know like on a like intellectual level things are fine.
But on an emotional, chemical level.
Yeah, I need that.
Which connection. There is something called oxytocin, which 20 seconds of a hug can actually increase oxytocin levels.
But it's not just any hug. Like I can't just go hug anybody and feel better.
Try. Like, let's go out today around Occidental and hug as many people as we can.
We've all had like an awkward hug from someone
that
you
side
don't
hugs,
really want to hug from. I don't know. Some people just, you know how we all just have like chemicals and pheromones and things like that, and some people's are just like magnets that are great together, and some are like opposites where you just don't feel good with that person.
Right.
I don't know. So it's not just anybody's touch.
Yeah. So you're saying I have amazing hugs.
You have a magic touch. And I would say I'm not the only person that feels that way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh. You have good hugs.
Okay. Who's on this list of the magic hug receivers? I don't think anybody understands that my hugs are the way they are. Yeah. I think it's because I don't hug them the way I hug you.
Yeah. Kai has it too. She does like a deep bear grab tight hug. Like a hug like I haven't seen you in so long and I miss you and yeah.
Okay, and somehow even if a person can be lying, that hug gives you a sense of wow, they really love me.
I think it's genuine.
You know, I think
I believe that it's
I think the reality of it is that we are here on this planet by ourselves. It's fairly lonely. It's very painful. I've heard many people say they feel like something's wrong and they just want to be home. They have this sense of feeling lost. Like we were, like if I can quote Star Wars, where Rey is on a different planet and she, just longs for her parents who dropped her off.
Yeah.
It's like a baby being dropped on the path, They need that center again. They want that home again. I think we all feel like that. So if we hear like a beautiful song, it reminds us of that sense of love. Or if we get that hug or those kind words.
And I think it's different for everybody. Like you feel amazing here in this place. It's green and kind of wet.
Yes.
And kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
But other people love the desert. They want the bright sun and the red rock, and they feel good there. So I think we all have a different.
I'm just sweaty already.
I think we all have a different idea of what home feels like.
Where do you want to spend your time?
I love it up here, but I don't think I could do it long term. I think more of like a mountain, like a scene where I could see the blue sky and like a view. That would be pretty. Like the snowy mountains. I spent a lot of time camping in the mountains when I was a kid on the lake. And I think like even though I want to say I hate camping and I hate like the lake, I think when I do go there, it brings me back to my childhood and it just feels comfortable.
When was the last time we were at this place you're talking about?
I think a few years back, we went up to like Shaver or something, or Bass Lake maybe, and we did a little hike, and we were kind of up above where we could see the water, we could see like the mountain line and the trees, and it felt good.
So it's not the place you could live, a place you could visit.
Yeah, just like here. We don't live here, but you could visit.
Well, we could live here and visit the mountains. That sounds perfect. Because you can actually live here. It's like a lot of redwoods everywhere.
Yeah.
But you can't live up on a great view. I mean, it doesn't exist.
Well, you could live somewhere with a view.
You know how much I make? Not too much. Anyway, So physical touch, that was the initial
Mm-hmm.
thought. I do know that for men in general, like if you're trying to get close to us, we typically reject anything that you do because we are convinced that you wouldn't be interested. Remember, one of the things you did early on is you put your arms on my shoulder and kind of interlocked your fingers and kind of wrapped them around my shoulders, kind of hung on to me a little bit.
Mm.
And it was a very clear cut sign like, wow, this girl not only likes me, she enjoys me. It feels comfortable. And she feels comfortable doing that. And for me, that was a very clear sign that, okay, she's being straightforward. She's not, playing around. She's not flirting. She's just being very loving and feels
Yeah.
safe with me.
Which I will say, that's not something I just can do with anybody. You just felt comfortable. Like I knew you my whole life. Like you
Hmm.
just felt like home already.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about. The whole wanting to be home, that
Yeah.
that sense of belonging. Yeah. Okay. How do you feel if we don't hold hands while we're walking? I remember this one time we were actually driving, and you haven't held my hand for an hour.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like, okay, okay, here. So it makes a difference.
for me, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why have your soulmate around if you're not connected?
And I know that I'm a relationship person. I don't do well,
Yeah.
like not in a relationship. Like
Mhm.
I'm not one to be alone. I don't know that I have like abandonment issues or anything like that, but I
Mhm.
definitely didn't have like a super loving upbringing where there was lots of
Right.
hugs and words of affirmation.
Right. Which.
So now I long for that my whole life. And so now that I found it, like I don't want it to go away. So when you're not holding my hand, I'm like, what's going on? Hold my hand.
Right. Right. Huh.
And
Okay.
some people, don't like touch. Some people are overstimulated. Their
True.
skin, it doesn't feel good to be touched. So you just got to know.
I'm definitely like that
Who
when
you're
it's
with.
115 out and it's like hot and everybody's sweaty.
Yeah.
I think just get away from me.
You're just like, yeah, irritated.
Yeah, it's just hot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's
So
an easy thing.
read the room.
I definitely enjoy holding hands. I'm very affectionate. In fact, growing up, I was told I was too affectionate, so I kind of pull back a little bit. But you like it,
Perfect
so
for
it's
me.
kind of a
People
deal.
aren't affectionate enough.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So when you
What's the
see
next one?
Christine again, just give her a giant hug, okay? Because she probably won't let go. Don't let that concern you. It's just how she speaks. Okay, next one is receiving gifts. It says thoughtfulness, make your
Mhm.
spouse a priority.
Again, I think we kind of touched on this already. I'm okay with gifts, but I'm definitely someone that needs to give back.
Okay.
And I think it depends on the gift, the situation, the value, the occasion. Like when you bring home flowers,
Mhm.
that's great. That's just a fun surprise.
Mhm.
It doesn't really feel like a gift. But then I remember this one time you gave me like a diamond tennis bracelet,
Mhm.
and I like genuinely freaked out because I had no gift for you. I didn't know we were giving gifts. I
That was
wasn't
my fault.
prepared. I was like,
That was my fault.
you bought me this beautiful, very expensive gift, and I'm here empty-handed.
Right.
I'm like I felt not great, which was awful because it made you not feel great.
Well, in one sense, we oftentimes skip the gifts to go on vacations instead.
And we were
So
on
we
a
were
vacation.
going on a cruise,
Yeah.
and to surprise you for, I think it was for anniversary,
Mhm.
birthday. It had to be an anniversary because
Yeah.
both gifts go both ways. And I got you a really nice jewelry, which is something I typically don't do.
Right.
And yes, it caused a riff in,
Yeah.
in the trip
Which
a little bit. Now we don't do, and that's how we discussed
which
it.
is kind of my bad for overreacting because I love getting jewelry, and that was the last time
No
you
more
bought
jewelry
me
for you. Which again, be careful when you complain to each other.
Yeah.
Because it closes the door on things, and no more jewelry for you.
Yeah. But I'm not I don't need the gifts to feel loved. It
Yeah.
made me feel like, oh crap, I didn't do my part.
Well, I think it goes back to the whole Valentine's Day issue where there are certain things that just feel necessary and right.
Yeah.
Like if it's purse day and I don't even play, then you're you're not valued enough to go play. It's like not sending your kids to school or sending your kids to school with the right jacket, or no cookies for the Valentine's Day holiday. They're not able to interact with the group.
Right. I will say on the gift thing though, I'm the person at work that gets everybody a gift for
True.
every occasion.
True.
And I'm the only one that does it. And there's one girl there every time she makes a
Mhm.
comment because you could tell it makes her uncomfortable
Sure.
because she also is the type to say, "Oh, I need to give something back."
Right. Where do you
But
think that comes from? In fact, just the same conversation
hmm,
I heard the other day. A person at work was having a difficult time, and someone that they work with very closely brought them a gift to kind of cheer them up. And immediately they said, "Oh, well, what can I get for you? I need to do something back." So it almost took away from the message of, "Hey,
right,
let me just care for you because
right,
your day's hard,"
yeah,
but now it became an obligation for them to, I must reciprocate.
yeah.
So share some light with us. Where does that come from?
I don't. I think for me, growing up, there was always a guilt when something was given. There was always a string attached. There was always like, I'm going to get you this, but I'm going to guilt trip you,
Hmm.
or there was always some other motive when something was given,
Okay.
especially something of value.
Hmm.
And so, therefore, my response when anybody gives me anything
Hmm.
of value, I have like this guilt that's just there because of past
Hmm.
experience.
So gifts kind of are not fun for you.
They're
That's why
they're
Christmas is
tricky,
challenging, isn't it?
yeah. Which unfortunately, Michaela's kind of the same way. She
Yeah.
doesn't like telling
True.
people that it's even her birthday because she doesn't want people to give her things, but
Hmm.
she buys for everybody.
I think it's important to be able to accept a gift
Yeah.
because it's other people having fun giving.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that Tony Robbins, the big motivation guru, he talks about some of the best experiences in life are being generous to other people. Even Dave
Yeah.
Ramsey, this seventh step is giving.
Mm-hmm. Which
Um,
it's funny that I have such a hard time receiving because I love getting gifts. I love putting the little things together with all the packaging,
well, I would suggest possibly allowing other people to have that experience by letting them.
which I do. I mean, I accept them. I am thankful. I don't like make people feel bad for getting me
Yeah.
stuff, but deep down inside, I do have that narrative of, okay, I've got to do something for them now.
Okay. Okay. I feel like the gifts that I give are not typically gifts that I buy at the store and I wrap up in paper and bow and I say, here's a formal gift. I feel like it's more of, hey, I just got us some candles and some bath bombs. We're going to have a night of just relaxation and here's some wine
Or
and let's.
something you've made.
True. Sorry about that. I know. I give all kinds of. I
I've
just,
gotten all kinds of interesting things that
I
have been painted or light up or
I get and wood. That's the newest one. What did you
which
think of that piece? That was
that
nice.
yeah, that's beautiful. I have that at work. It's beautiful.
That's the one bad thing about having someone who's creative. They need inspiration or a muse,
Yeah.
and you unfortunately receive that item.
I'll
What's
be
my
your
rule?
muse.
Keep it for 24 hours and then throw it away.
Yeah.
But let me at
No,
least,
I have a lot of the
love
things
you.
still that you've made. It
Yeah.
kind of is cool to see the different journeys we've been through in
Yeah.
what you've created.
Yeah, I have to create. If I don't create, I'm just not a happy person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for
So when
keeping
you
all
give
that
me
stuff.
those, I don't feel like reciprocating because I can't make anything.
Well, good.
So there you
Well,
go.
then we'll just continue to do that. All right. But yeah, I don't like formal gifts myself. I don't like getting gifts just to get gifts. Like I think it's ridiculous, like how people do, inviting or asking you to prom nowadays, or wedding stuff, or baby reveal.
So over the
It's like,
top.
well, I have to get you this thing and this thing and this thing, and now I have to get you this.
Right.
It's like, hold on, this is a shopping thing. Let's not do that. In fact, didn't we get like an invitation to a party that said bring 5 gifts that were equal to $20 a piece, and then we'll all get together
Oh,
and share that? Wasn't it like you have to get everybody a gift, or like 10
yeah. It's like
people?
your 5 favorite things party.
My God.
And then they put what's interesting is I've been to those before where you just bring 5 of your favorite things. So it could be like chapstick. But in this particular case, they did put a value on it. If it had to be a minimum of this. And basically, in my mind, that meant, oh, you don't want what my favorite thing is. You want to receive something from everybody with a $20 value,
Right.
it was weird. The way it was like set up was
And
just different.
apparently the party didn't go on. It
Well,
didn't exist.
well, I think it was, yeah, a lot of people
Too much
just
money.
couldn't do it. Yeah.
Now, granted, I'm sure this was from a shopper. This is someone who just likes to shop and
Yeah.
loves to go out and buy things. And these are gift givers.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But I think the gifting has to have, to me, it has to have some more emotion in it. I can go buy you a bunch of crap,
Right.
but does it mean anything to you?
Some thought behind it.
Mm-hmm. Like, can it
Like
help your life a little bit? So you're
right.
studying, and I get you great noise canceling earbuds. That to me is more of a good gift than just a here. This is a sweater.
Gift with a purpose.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, watch those gifts, people. So when you're out of town, maybe don't bring home the T-shirt. You know.
We all have too much stuff.
We have too much stuff. Have you seen your garage? Right now, your garage is full of complete crap. So,
which I will say, just depending on the stage of life you're at, we've definitely been in a younger stage of life where we were collecting things and it was fun and to have all that extra. I think now we're empty nesters and downsizing, so we're just in a minimalist mind state.
Yeah.
So for us, we don't want all this stuff. If you want this stuff and it makes you happy and you're a gifty person, go for it. No judgment.
I judge.
That's
All
like
right.
judging me for needing hugs. You can't do that.
I'm gonna. I don't think I understand the gifts.
Yeah, but it's not your thing.
It's not my
You
thing.
don't feel value in it, but some people do.
Okay, moving on to what is my thing is quality time. Uninterrupted and focused conversations one-on-one time is important. I love quality time.
You love the deep conversations.
Yep, I am a huge fan. If I'm going to talk to you,
Yeah.
you better look at me, you better put your phone down, and you better spend moments with me.
Which I will say, just to share a little story, in the beginning, you and I had a lot of deep conversations, especially just getting to know each other and our histories and things. And I loved it. It was just like a deep connection that I had never felt. It was amazing.
Yeah.
However, every conversation became so deep. I was like, I need an emotional break. Can we talk about something surface? And you're like, no, I don't talk about the Kardashians.
Which is true. I still don't.
I was like, I needed it to be light.
Right.
So I do like the quality time and the deep conversations, but I definitely feel like I can't do it all the time. I'm just not that kind of.
Well, it could be other things too. I mean, would you say coming up here is quality time?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm not on my phone. Yes, I'm making us do a podcast, but I'm not on my phone. We're not buying gifts for other people. We're not, communicating or sending pictures or videos to other people. We're just me and you here. Which I don't think the deep conversation. Now I'm on defensive. Give me a gift, hurry! Hold my hand. I don't think that the deeper conversations are necessarily a bad thing, especially when you're getting to know someone or if you're helping them through a time. I don't know why I like the deep conversation. I think I just want to really get to know people, who they are, instead of the surface bullshit they give off, Yeah.
And that I agree with that, because otherwise you're not really, I mean, we know people where we don't know who they are because it's all surface.
We have friends who are very close. We don't know who they are.
Right. And that makes me sad, and it almost frustrates me because I'm like, don't act like you're my best friend and I don't even know you.
Because you have to earn that. You have to earn that connection.
So I can see that. I do enjoy the company. I enjoy the shopping and the coffee chats, but at the same time, yes, I do need that deeper connection.
What's the difference between a crappy side hug and a hug? And the reason why a hug is so important is because when you hug someone, your hearts are closest together than they ever will be. It's also vulnerable. Your intestines, all the things that matter, are really, really close. I think that's why it's such an intimate thing, and that's why it feels so comforting. Yeah. But yeah, if you're just talking surface, like people at work, I don't typically tell anybody anything. I just do my thing. I would say that those are conversations. If you see each other in the story, like, hey, hi, yeah, not deep.
Right.
But some people I want to know.
Yeah.
I also feel, as someone who likes to be in deep conversations, I also can tell when someone's hurting, when maybe they need a hand to deal with those kind of things. And since I got my $2 certificate in the mail for being a psychologist, it's fun for me to
I don't think you can help yourself. I think when people are going through something, you're sort of drawn to them, or they're drawn to you. I don't know what way it goes, but
I've always had people come up to me in stores and tell me their stories.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even people you don't know, like you said profound things in passing that they're like, oh my gosh, I never looked at that way, or.
I don't know why I can do it, but I just feel like I can. So for me, it's almost like enjoyable to enjoy helping people see things from a different perspective.
Right.
I probably would have enjoyed being a psychologist, and I've really enjoyed the books that I've read. I've taken a bunch of classes Doesn't mean that I needed to. I've always been this way. I enjoyed helping people. Even in high school, I had a little call-in center that people would call and ask questions about, you know, puberty and getting older, and can you have a baby if your eyes are closed, and just some basic stuff. It felt good to be needed. It felt good to have helped people.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's where I get all that from. Who knows?
Mm.
We can unpackage that next time in episode 437, where
Greg goes through therapy.
Right. Greg giving himself therapy. All right, so quality time, I need it. I even though I do throw parties with 12 to 15 people, I still like the quieter, intimate parties where you can connect with people.
Yeah.
I don't want to just entertain you, although we do. But I don't know. I guess I'd like to know who's around me.
Yeah.
So quality time.
Yeah, the last weekend we just kind of sat with like some friends and had dinner and talked, and I feel like that was good. There were some good conversations and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not so entertaining and all the show.
Right. Well, yeah, I think vulnerability is what makes a relationship a relationship. I mean, can you imagine having something difficult at work and not being able to share it?
Yeah.
What's the point of being with somebody if you can't share your deepest fears, secrets, your desires, your wishes, your panic moments? I mean, like that Ted Lasso show. He's freaking out, he's panicking, he's going through a difficult time, and very few people see him.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people let him know it's okay to feel that way. In fact, he's so ashamed. He leaves the call at the pitch. He leaves the soccer field because he doesn't feel like it's accepted.
Right.
And the only time he ever connects with somebody really is the boss lady, who sees him losing his mind outside of that bar, and then also the psychologist who knows how to handle that kind of thing. But I think in this world we are told, okay, we're here. It's a difficult world. It's going to challenge you. It's going to be difficult. I think I said difficult twice.
And we put on a mask and we cover it up and we act like everything's fine.
But I don't think, and I think that's why I like the deep conversation, because I don't think we're all fine.
In fact, people are going through
look at our world right now. My goodness. This is the first generation where we have been 10% less happy than ever. You know what? People are hurting. People are coping with it in the worst ways possible. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to you shoppers out there. But also, if you're into stock markets or over exercising, or if you're, you feel like if I just get this thing, I'll be happier. Maybe not. Maybe you need to deal with the bleeding. Maybe you need someone who really connects with you. I feel the relationship, especially a marriage, this is your one shot to feel the connection. And if you don't have that connection, you're going to feel empty. You're going to feel worse, alone. Hey, just to let you know, why get married? If you can't have the intimacy, why get married?
Yeah, you can't just be yourself.
Right, and you got to be the raw.
Judgment.
One thing that I kind of required was that you and I have vulnerability in our relationship to accept all phases of our lives. And on our rings, if you ever see our rings, we have a black diamond and a white diamond. And the black diamond, kind of like the yin yang, is you must accept the darker parts of me and you must accept the lighter sides of me. There's things that you and I can say to each other that will blow each other away, but we never judge.
No.
We always accept.
Which I think that's one nice thing about just getting together older, was it was less scary to be that vulnerable, at least for me. I feel like when you're younger, you're still trying to maybe it's because of you. Maybe because I knew you wouldn't judge. Never mind.
I like the deep conversations.
Forget the age. It's not an age thing. It's who you're with. If you can't be honest with who you're with because you feel like they're judging you, maybe not a good fit. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think some of that comes from my ability not to judge. I think I've done dumb stuff, which I thought was the right thing. I've had to connect with probably over 30,000 patients in my career. And you gotta accept them for where they are, no matter where they are. Whether they're angry or sad or happy, or maybe they're a different religion, a different political party. You have got to connect with them in like 5 seconds to convince them. I'm going to inject radioactive material in you, stick you under a scanner where you're going to be claustrophobic. And you have to trust me. You can't judge. You have to accept all.
What is that thing you always say? People do things and make decisions with the best of their knowledge and ability at the time. Maybe years later they look back and they
Right.
have regrets and they would have done it differently. But at the time, nobody's doing anything to damage anybody.
No.
Like you're genuinely doing the best you can.
Right. You're doing the best you can with the information you have at the time.
Yeah, there you go.
I like how you said it better.
I was fumbling.
Yeah, no, it's
like a ball dropping.
We'll just call it the jumbly technique. I like that. But it's true. I mean, everyone is doing the best they can. I even think people in war, they're doing the best they can on both sides for the right. They're protecting their children on both sides, which if you listen to episode 692, we address the issues of war and political hate.
You think we're going to make it to 692?
Probably. Well, it was 746, I think.
Oh, okay.
Was it 892? I'm not sure.
Okay, what's the next one?
The next one is acts of service. That would be let them know you are wanting to help to lighten their load. I would say that's something I have done recently.
You have done recently, and I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, why all of a sudden is he putting the dishes in the dishwasher, not just leaving them on the counter? Rinsed. They're on the counter rinsed. I'll give you that. But you just have never put things away. And
Right.
I'm like, did I climb up your ass and say something? Like,
Yes.
did I?
Sure you did.
I know I have in the past, but I had gave up at some point.
I think the most violent attack was during Christmas time when I was relaxing on the couch and I heard that, why aren't you helping me? And you just like all started doing stuff. I'm like, girl, it's like the day after Christmas. It is Christmas Day. No, wait, day after Christmas. We're relaxing in our pajamas, got hot cocoa, the TV's on.
I do not remember this.
Oh yeah, you were upset. You wanted me to, and I didn't even put the ornaments away right. And it was a bad day.
Oh yeah.
So I think that got me started. Like, you know what? If I don't do something, she's just gonna be mad. She's obviously upset about something.
Yeah, I remember that now. It's because there was like the there was like a lot going on, and I'm like, we have to go back to work, and I have to spend my entire weekend doing this all by myself.
I think the concerning part of that is that no one talked to me about it.
No, I just assumed that you would see that I was struggling and you would help
and what do we say about assuming?
Yeah.
If you take the word assume and you break it down, it makes an ass out of you and me.
I know this about myself. I am an Enneagram 2.
Okay.
So I never ask for help, even if I need it. And if you don't help me by reading that I need it, then I'm going to get resentful and mad. That's just
I've known you a long time, and I think we have kind of separate roles of what we do.
Yeah.
I do the
like an unspoken
agreement. I feel like I handle a lot of like, let me get the car's oil changed. Let me keep track of the finances. I'll make sure I read the information of what's going on in the market, make sure our retirement's good. I feel like I'm the guy who deals with all of our debt. And then I also feel like I'm putting time into career, excessive amounts, just to make sure we have a consistent flow. Like we've never missed a day of a paycheck.
Yeah.
So I remember when I had you over a long time ago, you were just getting established in your own place, and you said, "Do you mind if I just do your dishes? I kind of miss it."
I wanted to clean so bad.
I'm like, if you love cleaning, you go right ahead. I won't even bother you about it. And so I've always felt like it was your place.
Yeah,
you
it's
enjoyed
like
it.
Peaceful to me. I do enjoy it. It's like my little quiet time.
Right. So, but that day,
yeah, you know what? It was a lot though. Like when the kids come in town, there's additional emotions. It was the first Michaela, the first Christmas Michaela had moved out, and she was busy with her boyfriend's family, so I didn't really get to see her. Yeah.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, let me just stop right there.
There was other things going on.
Oftentimes, if you don't have the deep conversations, you'll get what's it called when you get hit by a truck and you don't see it?
Sideswipe.
You get blindsided.
Blindsided.
You get blindsided by stuff that's not the issue. Right. What I've always said, every argument is never about the argument.
Yeah.
I knew that she was grieving her daughter just moving out. I knew that she was grieving her mom had passed away, and her birthday's on Christmas Day. But the way I'm just going to talk to you, audience, right now. I'm going to take some risks here.
Look me in the eye.
I know instead of talking to me about it, and feeling all the feelings,
I was just overwhelmed.
She will do it in a different way, which I call the blindside attack. So, and it's true. And I think the way you were raised, you typically handle your emotions by yourself. usually on your own.
For sure.
And so
nobody was comforting me.
Coming to me and discussing, and I even said, I go, I think you're grieving your daughter, which then turned into the ornaments are clanking, they're all going to break, we're all going to die, you're going to ruin everything.
Okay, he was not wrapping around ornaments.
No, I was grabbing like 5 at a time. It was risky, but anyway, needless to say,
they're sentimental and irreplaceable. You can't do that.
I completely, well, yeah, they're just stuff. It's
no,
fine.
But they're like memories.
We should burn them all. Start fresh.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, my point being is, yes, that's why I'm helping with things, because you, quote unquote, what did you say? Climb up my ass?
Yeah, well, okay, but that was back in December.
Hey,
2 weeks ago, you started putting dishes away.
At the beginning of this talk, we talked about how I don't do well with cruel words, mean words, and it sticks with me forever.
I do think also we've gotten
I'm terrified of you. I'm terrified of you yelling at me again.
I'm just kidding. I also think
That's
that
a
we have
horrible
gotten
thing to say.
into...
I'm going to wear that for a while.
Aww. As you should be?
You know that.
Yeah. You're the one that said.
I need to go scroll saw for a while.
So I also think that we've gotten into a better flow and routine now that it's just us living there.
Sure.
Like before, I was just kind of doing everything because Michaela was still there, and I was just like mom and taking care of stuff. Right. Now I feel like we've become, the dynamic is different. Right. So we're both kind of putting in our part, you know. Yeah. Like the way we like prep things.
You know, and also things have changed. Like we have been on a a little bit of a different diet. You know, we're watching our lectins and polyphenols, and it's, you know, you can't eat just normal food. So we're cooking at home, and I had some pretty bad health scares, so we started changing things. Yeah. We literally spent 3 weekends in a row revamping our kitchen like it's a restaurant.
Right.
How to food prep, how to cook it, how we have stations. We're a little neurotic with that kind of thing, but it's actually working.
We still don't know where everything is.
We're learning. But the point of it is...
But I feel like we changed everything and kind of made it ours.
Yes.
With nobody else living there.
Which it was great that we discussed the blue bowl. I thought you wanted the blue bowl.
I hated that blue bowl.
I hated the blue bowl too.
And we had this blue bowl for like 10 years. And
but
we
guess
both
what?
hated it.
We don't have the blue bowl. So please feel free to talk
funny.
about stuff. And it just goes to show, even though we're really close, there are things that we don't discuss.
Yeah. We should walk around the house and be like, do you like it or love it? Like it or love it? Because I bet there's a few other things that I'm irritated that are there that you...
Well, that's the part of downsizing. Like. We're definitely learning that, I don't really like that either. Okay. So the point being with all that is I think things have changed.
Yeah.
Like for the last 3-4 years, I've been studying like all the time. Now I'm not. I'm much more available. I'm still training at work, but I'm not as exhausted. And there were times at my ripe old age of 50, studying and being truly humiliated and embarrassed and not knowing things and having mistakes. You go to your car and you just crash.
Oh.
No, I'm not a crier as far as that goes, but I just crash exhausted. Yeah. You know, it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. This is so much. So I would find my peace at home playing that game. That was that video game where I'd be out in nature. It was snowy. I would have to go from cabin to cabin or cave to gather things, but it was so quiet and so calm. And as a sensitive person, I needed that nature to survive. Fresno has no nature. So I'd spend, an hour doing that, or I'd meditate. I'd have to cool down to get back to work. So now that all that is over and I'm not studying anymore, I'm also have some free time and energy. It feels nice to have some energy back. It was also probably because my heart wasn't doing good and I was truly tired and exhausted. So how dare you yell at somebody who's dying? Maybe I wasn't dying, but anyway, you get the point.
I didn't yell at you 3 years ago. I yelled at you like 2 months ago.
What the worst part? But anyway, so be careful with each other. What you say does damage each other, and it's difficult to get any of that back. It goes back to the whole crunchy paper. If your relationship's a nice clean piece of paper and you crumble it up and you burn it and you cut it, try to flatten it out. You're not gonna.
Crease is always gonna be there. Okay, is there one more, or do we go through them all?
The last thing I want to say is now, because I have been forever on a work team of one, I've never really had to jump in and help people. I just knew my flow. I kind of was responsible for my own thing. I open up, I close. I've always done, paperwork for state. I just was responsible for kind of everything. And so I had my thing, you had your thing, and I feel like now at work, you walk down the hall and whatever you see not done, you just jump in. We all know each other's jobs. Like if I get there, hey, can you cover one? Sure. So just jump in. I don't even know the patient. I don't know anything. I just start right where they are.
So now you feel like you can help do my quote unquote jobs at home.
Which I have asked you to teach me how to do it your way because it's your station. I'm doing it the way that you would want to do it. Although I could argue the dishwasher is going to sanitize, no matter the positioning. And even the other day I showed you, I'm like, hey, look, these dishes go perfectly here. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
And I now do it that way because I didn't know.
So maybe to all the ladies out there who say he doesn't, I got to finish this, that he doesn't do it right. I will say this.
Give him a chance.
If you want him to help you, and he finally does, if you criticize him, that guy is going to walk away happily
and not do it again. Yeah.
If you want him to help you, encourage him. I remember we had some friends the other day. Brendan, this is to you. I think he cooked a meal and it didn't go right. Sorry, Aisha. And it was kind of like not rewarded or encouraged. Like, hey, good job. It was more of a, you know what? No, that wasn't good. And that's, I think, a normal response to a meal that wasn't done correctly.
Yeah.
But for someone who's new, I think they need like massive encouragement. Think of a 4-year-old child, trying to pick up his toys. And then someone saying, you know what, you did it wrong. You completely messed everything up. The room is messed. You know what that kid's going to do? He's going to have a complex. So if they're new, Brendan.
Compliment sandwich.
Compliment sandwich. Be encouraging. At the same time, it is difficult to be patient with people who are new, especially if you're a master at it. Mm-hmm. You got to put yourself in the shoes of being new. Anyway, there. I love you both. Thanks for listening. You are our only subscribers. Okay, what else we got?
What is the final one?
That's it.
We did them all?
Acts of service is only 5. Ah. So words of affirmation, I would say both of us agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Physical touch, definitely.
Definitely.
I feel like that one's probably even more than the words, even though I like the words. Receiving gifts, not for me.
Yeah, I don't think that
Not for me. I think I'd rather save the money and go on a trip.
Yeah, I think the gestures are better than a physical gift.
Quality time, I think you and I always like quality time.
I think that's
Is there really any other time?
Oh.
Remember, I think I was talking to you last night, and I wanted to tell you something I felt fairly important to me, and you were putting stuff in the fridge. I'm like, oh, I'll wait until you can look at me. Because, okay, here, you want to know how to listen, everybody out there?
Eye contact.
Number one, when someone says, hey, I want to tell you something, put your phone out of reach. Because if you put it just down, everyone knows that you can pick it up.
Yeah.
Or if you have your watch, take your fucking watch off. Put your phone in the other room. Turn to them like they're the only person on the planet. You want to know how I listen to people? I make them feel like they're the only person on the planet because I listen to them with true intention, with no distractions. I look at them in their eyes. So when I was telling you and you're doing stuff in the fridge, I'm like, I'll just wait because right now you're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear it. At least I'm going to feel like I've not heard.
Wow. That was a truck.
That is a nice truck. So we are here in Occidental, California. I would recommend it, the Occidental Lodge.
Super cute.
We both agreed if we were rich people, we would send people up here for a couple nights, and so you can enjoy this also. We are not rich people.
And it's so close. It was like a 4-hour drive or less.
It was a pretty lengthy drive. I'm not going to lie.
I think that 4 hours is not long. We went late. We went like after work. Right. It was dark.
Yeah. It was long for me, but I drove. So maybe that's why it was a little hard.
Which I appreciate you driving always. Thank you.
Maybe next time you could drive like the first hour. Let me catch up on my my stuff. Before it's dark. Before there's traffic.
Yeah, I don't like driving in the dark.
Anyway.
Okay. Should we go through them all?
I think so.
We know how to love each other?
Yeah. Quality time. The last one's acts of service. Let them know you're wanting to help, which I think we both agree, but I don't think it's as acts of service. I
I
don't know.
will say though, like lately with you helping with like trash and dishes and things
Mhm.
like that, it has taken a burden off of me a
Yeah.
little bit, and it has been nice. I have definitely noticed.
Now, I have offered to do my laundry because it's really easy for me. It's one color, all in, one load, roll it. It's fine. I've always taken the trash. I've always gotten the mail.
Yeah.
I've always gotten the cash out of the bank and done those things. I think, I feel like you and I have always kind of helped each other.
Yeah.
You know, whenever we had kids around, we would always reset come Sunday at 4. I'm like, okay,
Right.
let's reset, let's vacuum,
Just
which I love to
know.
vacuum. It's like
And now
an obsessive thing.
neither one of us do it.
We have a Roomba, that's why.
We have Ruru.
Yeah, make her work, right? But yes, I
You
think
can vacuum the stairs. I hate that. She can't
Okay,
get up the
that's
stairs.
fine. But no, I feel like it. I feel like overall, it's a part of the community. Everyone just pitches in and make things work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a brand new baby, everyone jump in. You know, if you're tired, then wake up. Tag team out. Whoever's not exhausted. Sometimes I like to go to the store. If it's busy, I don't.
Right. Which lately I've been happy to do that while you kind of hang out.
I will say this. I will read 4 books of 400 pages each, and I will master them all, and I will regurgitate all that information in 5 minutes of how to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
That is how I give back to the community we live in.
And I'll go to the busy ass store for us, so you don't have to.
The first couple times I'll go and I'll look at stuff and I'll research it and analyze and say, you know what, this is good, or let's not get this. But on a day-to-day, you like the store. Yeah. I just do not like the people.
Fills me.
You know, the lights, once I go in there, I just get dizzy. I get almost lightheaded, which is a thing. Me being that sensitive person that I am, which you would never tell because I'm 6 foot and 225. I'm a pretty big boy.
You are a big boy.
I'm just such a little kind bunny.
Big boy with good hugs, good buddy hugs.
That's right, good buddy. You're my buddy. Okay, so yeah, I guess in the end, how do you feel loved? It really depends on you.
Yeah.
And
learn your love languages and share with your partner which one works for you, and hopefully they can do it, because we tend to give love that works for us, but that may not work for the other person.
Yeah. Yeah, so today, as we're in Occidental, we are probably not going to go shopping for each other to give gifts to each other because that's not our jam.
But we are going to go get a coffee and have a good conversation.
Yeah, maybe some Italian food, getting some deep conversations, ask questions from those cards of conversations that we get, the hard stuff. Maybe even pop open a bottle of wine. Just 6 ounces, people. Don't get crazy. All right. Anybody have any questions? Please comment below, which I think we are on YouTube right now. How is the merch? We have stickers. Excuse me. We have stickers. Talk to you like you love me. We have subscribers.
2.
And we are not going to do t-shirts because nobody wants to wear this crap. I think that's fair. It's true. Who? I mean, really.
Oh, I don't know. People wear all kinds of crap.
You think if we had t-shirts with our little heart logo on it, people would wear it?
No, I mean, I wouldn't even wear it.
Right, exactly. So anyway, we do this because we want you to know how to talk to each other like you love each other.
And I think it's a good reminder for us.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think, the conversations help us too.
Yeah. In fact, notice your whole body language. You're closer to me now.
Well, it's freezing out here. Occidental is a little chilly.
Oh, I thought you were into me. Okay. Well, anyway.
Well, until next time.
Till next time, keep talking to each other like you love each other. Because really, in this whole world, that's kind of all we got. So let's help each other through it.
Each other.
All right. And where's our outro?
I was just going to pull that up.
We're getting... Oh. Thanks for listening to episode 462 of Talk to Me Like You Love Me with your hosts, Greg and Christine, trying to figure it out just like everyone else.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.